What's good? It's Chigozy. It's Friday, January 19th, 2018. So again, on 119, the number for Saturn, for Donald, elected 11/9, well, selected by the Freemasons, the Jesuit order. They're bringing up propaganda. This is Huffington Post. This is Jesuit order propaganda as well. Crying fake news is Trump at his most Nixonian. So here we have the mainstream media, again, paralleling Donald Trump with a president who had their term ended earlier than supposed. Richard Nixon resigned, had an impeachment process based on the Watergate scandal. Watergate scandal was just a theatrical performance put on by Washington, D.C., the White House, more skits from the Zionist Jews. You can read all about it in Wikipedia, but the whole thing's a fictional tale. So let me just get this straight. Crying fake news is Trump at his most transparent, at his most honest. I don't like Trump. I think he's a piece of shit. I mean, of course he's telling the truth. Why would I like him though? He's instructed to do this. So it doesn't matter if he's saying it. But the whole point is you have Hitler, you have Trump, you have all these actors that have a bad light in the common view of the people, and then you have them spit out truth. It's called controlled opposition. This is a very common psychological tactic carried out by your Masonic federal government. So that is why he's saying this. So all the idiots will be like, well, fake. Of course news isn't fake. Donald Trump, dumbass, come out saying all the news is fake when it's obviously not. But no, all the news is fake. And I'm here to tell you how this is more fake news from the federal government of the United States of America. So we all know the fake news. Donald Trump sons to 48. We'll see that later in these notes. These are really quick notes. Kind of elaborate more at the beginning. But again, it's 119 propaganda about Donald Trump. Anyone who's paid the slightest attention to my videos, that's why I do this type of shit. That's why I always refer to Donald Trump as a Saturnian actor. Because I call him at every fucking video, you'll finally see. Again, Saturn 119 on 119, they give you all these different types of Donald Trump propaganda, especially something like this. Nixonian. Any kind of Ian he is, the most Ian he is Saturnian. Saturnian, Mr. 45, the 45th president of the United States of America. If you're at 45, you get 117, 126 as well. The sum of Saturn's magic square. The Saturnian actor Donald Trump. So now we're going to get to the numbers. Take an alphabetical order, ends the 14th letter, 1 plus 4 is 5, I is 9, X is 25. So 2 plus 5 is, well, X is not 25, that's Y. A good mnemonic for that, think of Leonard Skinner, how a lot of them died in a plane crash with the 4 Y's in their name, death 25. But X is the 24th letter, 2 plus 4 is 6. 31. Reversing the alphabetical order, A is 26, Z is 1. Do that with Donald, 31. So then on January 18th, so yeah, I have to clarify, this was front page news on 119 for Donald Trump, but it happened, this propaganda was from the 18th. 1 plus 18 plus 20, 2 plus 0 plus 1 plus 8, 31. Fake news, 42, 84, the Jesuit. And just to show you how this all works, I was doing this separately. I was typing on Jesuit for something else. Then I typed in fake news. I knew to send to the same thing, right? But it just shows. It's like, why refresh the page? Might as well keep Jesuit here to show you how they just do this. To show you that's who's giving the fake news. Donald Trump 48, the Jesuit, giving you fake news. See how when I did this, I made this afternoon, since 5:45 a.m., right? Now look, 5:45 a.m. still. They keep their very important numbers up. If you write out 45, you get these numbers. 54, 45, 5:45. Just like you write out 54. The reflection, same thing, same gematria. Very special numbers to this actor, to Saturn, to your federal government. And if anyone who's really hasn't followed, Donald Trump swore in the Lincoln Bible. Melania Trump, the actor playing the role of the wife, she was wearing Jackie Kennedy's outfit. Kennedy, Lincoln assassinated, Nixon impeached. Mr. 45, the Sun Salisbury Square. It's all Donald Trump propaganda is. And then I noticed from the 24th anniversary of the ritualistic sacrifice of Richard Nixon on April 22nd, 224 is the number for the Society of Jesus. Using alphabetical order 224. They murdered him that day because 42, Jesuit, some say 42, they're the Jesuit order. If you're at 42, you get 422 in the Satanic Cipher, all a Jesuit order ritual. That's why then, 93 days, Saturday 9342, so 93 days from the 24th anniversary of his death, Richard Nixon, this was making the front page news. Saturday 93, like propaganda. I have it down here. 3 months, 3 days, 33. 10 days later from Nixon's January 19th. 115th birthday would have been. 10 days later, killing. So here's the really important part. Richard Nixon resigns. Resignation speech of President Richard Nixon delivered August 8th, 1974. Speech on 8/8 in 74. August 8th in 1974. Trump 88 and 70. Like, I hope you see where I'm going at. Do you see how this? You have to think. This gang, they work ahead. They're comparing Trump to Nixon. If Trump resigns, you see how it works. Trump 88, Trump 47, killing 47, or 74 and 47. Jewish 88, 74, George Washington 88, 74. The president, first president. You know what I'm saying? Foreshadowing Trump's resignation. I know the smart ones get it, and they get annoyed when I elaborate on those easy ones. But guys, I'm sorry, I have to cater to the fucking idiots. At the end of the day, it's we have to wake up. August 8th, 1974. That is the 220th day of the year. 220 is the name of Donald John Trump. Crying, fake news is Trump at his most Nixonian. Reversing alphabetical order and reducing 220. This headline. See? And you're going to love this. That headline, it goes beyond that. Perfect. These are my favorite examples because this shows that they are doing this by the numbers. Again, I showed on Derek's live stream I shared. The first super concrete example I found, like right away, was decoding a headline about the whole Turkey coup, my bad. And the gematria was the same as Erdogan's like full name, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, or whatever. And I was like, well, that's a crazy fucking name. It's a very unique name. And look, this headline's the same numbers. Like, what are the odds? That's why I knew. I was like, okay, well, they're definitely doing this. And now look, I've been applying it ever since, and I get the same shit. Donald John Trump, 185, 220, like crying fake news, and Trump at his most Nixonian. Obviously reducing. You know, again, the people who are like, well, what's on the same method? I mean, you're completely retarded. Go kill yourself. So, I had this 109 because of the date numerology of the speech. Just, I wanted to point out a Trump connection. I mean, that's why we're talking 220th day of the year, Donald John Trump, and the foreshadowing him. An impeachment process against Richard Nixon was formally initiated on February 6, 1974. 29, 101, the 26th Prime Assassin 101. Trump 29. That's what I'm going to get at. And think about it. The Watergate scandal is what made Nixon impeach himself, right? Or, you know, that's what the whole skit's about. So, Watergate sums to 37, just reducing the most relevant method, right? So, the impeachment process formally initiated on the 37th day of the year, and that speech, you know, Resignation's speech was on a date with a life lesson number of 37. It cannot be any more obvious. That is why I talk like this. I like to, verbosely exemplify the key points as to how your federal government is using this Kabbalah to craft their propaganda. That is why this work is undeniable. And don't get me wrong, everyone who shares this work does the same fucking thing. But it's just that whole thing of, if you're yourself, if you're taking the effort to teach, then it's easier for you yourself to be like, listen. And that's why at the end of the day, we should all be sharing this work. Because the more you share it, the more undeniable it is. It's funny. I don't think this can be any more undeniable, but then I find more evidence, like that Donald John Trump with the headline coded the same thing. And it's like, you see that type of shit, it's like, well, I guess it can become more undeniable, but I have so many examples of that same type anyway. It doesn't matter at this point. 631. See, another 31. Donald Trump. Which is not about Donald Trump, but feminism, excuse me. But this is still related. That's what I'm saying. I might make mistakes. That's why I say I'm not here to prove anything. I'm here to exemplify. The coding proves itself. And if you don't see how it's proving itself, it's just because you have mental issues. But I did want to clarify. So I say this all the time. I do code a lot of propaganda at once. Because think about it. 119 will start. Okay, I'm looking for Donald Trump propaganda. I'll be decoding a lot of stuff, right? So I might have made a mistake and thought this came on the 18th. I said it earlier. I was thinking I might be thinking about another piece of propaganda, so you can disregard this. I like to be very exact. I like to count out my mistakes. But yes, Donald, of course, he was participating in propaganda today. I have another blog post on this. I'll find the blog post and do the video on it so we can see the significance of 118. But I feel like I might have gotten that confused with this one. And before we end, we might as well go there, because I'll probably just do a video on it right now. So we might as well together, just so we can see how I do this. You want to see the behind the scenes of how I expose this gang. I just put together blog posts, which you can search. Some people ask me, if I covered this, so search here and look it up. And if you find it, I've covered it. This gang took down my channel. So this might be one of them. This came out there with 31 numerology. I see it in one, but not this one either. I already put a video on this. Tyler Friday, his propaganda, the shutdown. Carl Higbee, there we go. Carl Higbee, this is my next video I'm going to do. So it's front page propaganda. See, I haven't called it. See, this is what I'm saying. So I hope this exemplifies how they do the same bullshit every time. It's Carl Higbee stuff. Donald Trump, right? We saw we had the 31. Him and Richard Nixon still have the 31 connection. That doesn't mean anything, but the 31 numerology. So on this day with 31 numerology, we have Carl Higbee, we have Donald Trump coming out with this. See, Carlton Milo Higbee the 4th, 31. Donald, 31. And then they pair him then with Richard Nixon with 31, and I get confused because I was like, but you see what I'm saying? So I apologize for that. I don't mean to throw anyone off, but I hope you understand where the confusion comes from. It's because this gang is so fucking repetitive. They do the same shit again and again, Shit will come out late Thursday, they come out Friday morning all day, so they can have their 119 and 118 coding, It's the Zionist Jews, the Freemasons, the Jesuit Order making it work. It's not me. The people ever accusing me of making things work for putting shit together, you're fucking retarded. How am I making shit work? I'm here, showing my mistake right now. Clearly try to be as accurate as I can. And the idiots will still think I'm, making shit work. So yeah, this will be my next video. Stay tuned for this one. I'm going to make this one right now. But now, you see what I'm talking about. Zionist Jew propaganda by the numbers, all with the same numbers. 31 is the 11th prime number. Donald Trump from the 11th state, New York. Always quoting 11 on him. Dropping 11-time bomb in Syria. Plus much more shit. And now, Higbee, again, doing this shit on the 18th, but on 119 is when it's on the front page of CNN as main propaganda. Peace out.